Well, let's keep trucking along. Now let's talk about the cross-sell and 360 profile feature. So this is additional features that you may be utilizing in the guest card as well. This is available to everybody, but some properties decide not to use it. So it might be disabled. So let's talk about our cross-sell and 360. Basically, this is a refer feature that is available in the guest card. So let's go back in. And again, I'm going to go ahead and we'll use Cody here as my little guinea pig. So cross-sell or refer, what does that mean? This provides an opportunity to refer a prospect to a sister property. So let's say, we've talked to Cody. He's looking for something really specific. Maybe we don't have it at our property, but maybe another property is going to be a better fit. What I can do is I can open up his guest card, and at the very bottom, I'll have this refer area. This is going to list any properties that I'm allowed to refer him to. Maybe we think property B is a better fit. What I can do is click this little refer prospect button. It's going to open up this pop-up. We're going to enter the referral note. This is what's sent to our sister properties team. So maybe Cody's looking for a 3-bedroom, or there's something really specific that he's looking for. I'm going to add all of that into the note, and then I'm going to submit. Now, once you submit, this entire guest card is referred and syncs into the sister property CRM. So now they have all of Cody's information, and they're not starting from scratch, and they're going to see your note as to why he was referred. Now, you'll notice when I referred him, he's still active for me. So if I feel like, he's not going to be a good fit, we want to go ahead and remove him, I still have to mark him as lost, and we'll talk about how to do that in a few moments. Now, also what happens is when we do refer, you're also going to see a 360 type profile feature. Now that's going to be here in the middle of the guest card. Now, all this does is when I open it, it's going to basically give me some history about this prospect. I can see, are they a current prospect at a sister property? Are they a current resident at a sister property? So it gives me a nice holistic view of this person's history in relation to our sister properties. So again, the refer that allows me to utilize our cross-sell feature, and then the 360 allows me to see kind of what the relationship is with other sister properties. Any questions when it comes to refer in 360? Ooh, Diana asked a great question. If leads stop coming in at 6 and the office closes at 5:30, does this affect the engagement score? So what's affecting the engagement score is your activity. So the engagement score stops at 6 p.m., right? So anything that happens after 6 p.m. is actually going to be tied to the next day's engagement score. So for today's engagement score, it is up to 6 p.m. and it's going to track your activity. Did you make a call? Did you send an email? Did you schedule a follow-up? Did you schedule an appointment? At 6 p.m., it stops tracking for that day, and then anything after is going to go towards the next day. It's a great question. All right. Well, let's keep moving along. And now let's talk about the end of the prospect lifecycle. So we've taken a look at, of course, is how we're going to manage our prospect through the lifecycle and what's available to us in the guest card. But what happens at the end? What if we need to remove them from the pipeline? There's 2 ways that we're going to be able to do this in the system. We're going to either mark them as lost or NAP. Lost is for true prospects. NAP is for everyone else. Now, what I mean by that is when a true prospect decides not to lease with us, we're going to mark them as lost. But leads may come into the system that are not real prospects. NAP stands for not a prospect, so we're going to remove them from the pipeline by utilizing that. So let's go into the system and let's take a closer look. So again, I'm going to use Cody here again. I'm going to get into his guest card. All right. So let's say Cody here is a true prospect, right? He's come into the property. He's toured a couple of units, but for whatever reason, he's decided not to lease with us. What we're going to do is we're going to open up his guest card and we're going to change his status. At the top right corner, you have a status dropdown, and we're going to find lost. Now, you'll notice that I also have an applied lost. So remember, your property management system is synced with NOC. So as things are changing, as statuses are updating in your PMS, We're going to see that here in Knox. So if they've moved into an applied status, now I'm going to see applied lost. And I would select that. I wouldn't just have the lost. So whichever lost option is available to you, that's what you're going to select. And then we're going to see this lost reasons pop up. Now, this is a very lengthy list of reasons why this prospect may have not leased with us. And we want to select the most accurate reason. So, maybe Cody didn't think it was close enough to some schools he was interested. Maybe we didn't have a dog park. You can choose more than one, and then we're going to save. It is important for us to enter a correct loss reason, because this is also something that is going to pull into a report and is going to be very, very useful information for our management team. So we're going to enter the loss reasons, click save. Now they're removed from the pipeline. Now, let's say a lead comes into the system, and after you give them a call or you investigate, it turns out it wasn't a true lead. Maybe it was a vendor who called a tracking number. Maybe it's a wrong number. Maybe it's just spam. In those cases, we're not going to change the status. Right next to the status dropdown, there's this little button. It looks like a person with an X. I'm going to click on that, and that is my not a prospect. So what was the situation? Were they a vendor? Is it an existing resident? Is it a realtor? Is it spam? Is it other? We'll choose the reason and we'll save. It is very important for us to select the NAP for non-prospects, again, for reporting. We want to separate true prospects from everyone else, from the not a prospects.